All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Rich Off Creating Podcast. I'm your host,
Episode
Sean.
5.
Episode 5, man. Episode 5. What's today? February. Okay, end of February. So we did 5 episodes in 2 months. That's
Not bad.
yeah. That's relatively consistent. I ain't complaining at all. You know what I'm saying?
How quickly people lower the bar, man.
Yeah. Cause I think what it be is sometimes on certain weeks we don't really have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks where that happened. So
One of those weeks was like a vacation week.
vacation
also.
week. I think Valentine's Day week. Yeah.
Same.
Man, you know what I thought about? I was like, yo, I watch podcasts and they do this thing at the beginning where they do like housekeeping. Do we have any housekeeping? Is there anything we need to tell anybody?
Is there anything we need to tell anybody? I mean, we got projects coming up. We got big projects. So if you're looking out for, or more extravagant stuff.
Yeah, we have that makeup campaign next week. Look out for that.
We got the hair collab also.
Hair collab, yeah. And we're wrapping up our studio renovation, so we're going to have a vlog for that.
We have that big maternity shoot at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a new series that's supposed to be popping off on the 12th.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, there go housekeeping.
Yeah, we do got housekeeping.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
And the merch.
And the
merch. Make sure y'all go follow Rich Off Creating. That's our official merch.
Rich Off Creating.
We got jackets.
Fire pieces, man.
Yeah, and we gonna have stuff coming for spring too. So
yeah, look out
y'all
for that.
tap in. Yeah. But
what about some good things?
Good things from the week. What is a good thing that happened this week?
My week been terrible.
Huh?
My week been terrible, man.
Yeah, it felt like a down week. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I have anything good to say about the week. It nothing notable.
Yeah, it hasn't been crazy in terms of wild things happening. It's just a bunch of minor inconveniences. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then a lot of stuff I wanted to get done also that got delayed because of those inconveniences.
Yeah.
But overall, man, blessing nonetheless, man. To be, back on another one.
For sure. All right, let's jump into it. So I guess I'll start off with this look I did for Bria.
We always got heat.
Yeah, we always got to start off with heat. Let me see it. Pull it up right here. All right, so Bria, she sent me a picture I think Chloe Bailey did. It wasn't nothing crazy. I don't even think it was like for cover art or anything. I think it was just a project she did with some photographer. And she's like, she wants to do something like this. So I was like, bet. So she got this. I'll show y'all right here. But she got this like tiger stripe full bodysuit. And I was like, okay, bet. And she's like, just cook. So when I saw the bodysuit, the color of it, I immediately thought about that Cali look that I did, where we had the curtains, the brown rug. I left out the vintage radio I had used for Cali because I was like, I kind of want to switch it up a bit.
Make it look a little different, yeah.
Yeah, so I used the brown leather couch, and this is how it came out right here. My favorite shot has to be the shot where she's laying on her side right here.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. This was a 2-light setup. I have a beauty dish on her right-hand side, beauty dish with a grid on it, and then I have a fill light, an umbrella with a fill off to her left side. And
you really like moody shoots.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. This definitely had a cinematic feel to me, like after editing and coloring and everything. This really had a cinematic feel to me, which was important why I left this little lamp on in the corner too, because it felt like a practical. Yeah. So I'm saying something you would definitely see in cinema. So cook that up. Here's another shot I rock with where she's like leaning on the edge of the couch. Very simple shoot, but I think it's gas. It has a cinematic look. Came out crazy.
It's dramatic.
Yeah, for sure. And then it just so happened.
She styled herself?
Yeah. She styled herself, did her own makeup. And then it's crazy because I believe we had a client, Amanda, who came in like a week later, and she kind of asked for something similar. She had a whole different outfit. I'm going to show y'all.
Yeah, I remember because when she came in, you knew exactly what you wanted to do. So it was like,
So I'm saying, so she had a similar look that she was going for. She had a brown bodysuit with like a brown fur coat, which really reminded me of Callie's look, because Callie's look, she had that fur coat on, but instead of like a bodysuit, did the chain dress. Yeah. So it definitely reminded me of Callie look. So I'll show y'all right here what I did for this one. For this one, it's pretty much the same setup. I had a fill light off to her right, but I had the beauty dish shining from her left-hand side. And I added one more light, which was the hair light. Yeah, because I think that, again, just that Hollywood glamour look with the blonde hair, I definitely wanted to emphasize, again, kind of like a cinematic, Hollywood glamour look.
I think the final touch on all of these, bro, is the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let me show them side by side just to show you how like different each mood was. So it was the same setup pretty much, but because of the lighting, because of the coloring on the editing, they both have cinematic feels, but it's two very different feels.
Yeah, it shows you how dynamic you could get with with even in the same scene.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's almost identical in terms of the setup.
Yeah, it was the chair, the rug, the curtains, everything. But I think hers has a little bit more of a moody feel, and I think I went with the coloring here because it really leaned into her dark skin. You know what I'm saying? And it gave it a even more monochromatic look than how it looked just straight out of camera. Yeah, straight out of camera, you could kind of tell the difference in colors, but with the final picture, everything looked like it's one brown, when in reality, the curtains were a little gold.
Should I post these?
No, definitely got to post. I think her birthday is March 3rd, so So I'm saying whenever she dropping, we gonna drop. Whenever Bria drop her vlog, we gonna drop.
These are cool.
Yeah,
these are cool, bro. I really rock with the color. I rock with the lighting. Yeah, and both of their outfits look crazy.
Facts. I think the outfit selections on both are fire. You know what I just thought about too, like a quick topic. Remember we kind of moved away from posting like shoots that weren't projects. Like we really don't post maternity, we really only post maternity and campaign work. Yeah. And I remember we were like, okay, since we're getting a lot more birthday photo shoot bookings now. And I remember we were having a discussion like, maybe we should start to post more of our birthday work. But the challenge is, it feels a little static of a post because it doesn't really show like our big production capabilities.
Yeah, our range.
Yeah. So I think, what did we decide that we're gonna
step away from doing like the vanilla approach to the shoots. This kind of cut and go birthday looks, and we're gonna kind of try to make bigger projects out of them. Yeah. That way we can personally be more invested in them also, right? And not to say we don't do good birthday shoots. Yeah, we do good birthday shoots, right? But we do amazing birthday shoots when it's a concept.
Yeah, when it's a concept. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like I really don't even feel like I'm okay, but I guess I'm just not as interested when it isn't conceptual work.
Yeah, I remember, bro, when I first started shooting, and again, only started shooting so long ago.
Yeah, like
right?
two and change.
2 years and change. Yeah. But when I first started shooting, I saw this wave of photographers who were completely adamant about not shooting birthdays anymore. Yeah. Right? And it kind of made me a little wary because I was stepping into this and people were stepping out. And I was like, yo, what is it about birthday shoots that make everybody want to move away? And then I experienced how mundane it is, right? How it can really just not test you in any type of way, right?
Facts.
But it's a moneymaker. It pays the bills.
It pays the bills for sure. Yeah. So those people that were exiting doing birthday shoots as we were, just stepping into it, they were right about like how mundane, like you're saying, it was, like it is. How it can seem very repetitive, how it doesn't test your creative boundaries. You see what I'm saying? But I will say, I think the way a lot of them went about not doing it was
a little arrogant.
It was off-putting for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I guess this goes into like a mini lesson into like public relations, but we just used to see
I'm not doing it. Don't ask me.
Don't ask me. Don't DM me about no birthday shoots.
I'm not doing that no more. I'm stepping my game up. I'm doing something different. Yeah. I mean, you can transition, right, without creating an earthquake in your business.
Exactly.
And then messing up your face when it comes to how people perceive you online. Because that online presence is how 90% of your new clients, get introduced to you.
Yeah, you don't want to seem argumentative or like, you know,
especially unnecessarily about something
standoffish.
That's like so existential. You're having this personal dilemma where you're like, yo.
And then not everybody who's trying to book it is the enemy. Yeah, I mean, we've never went about it that way. We've never officially stopped offering birthday shoots, but what we did was we raised our price
to kind of passively push people away, right? Which I don't know yet if that's something in terms of like a good business practice, right?
Yeah.
But I know it's common sense is I'm going to raise the price so I'll lower the volume, right?
It was also paired with the thought that, okay, anybody who's willing to book me at this price,
I know that they're serious and I'm going to put forward that effort.
Exactly. I can make it more of a project. More than likely, this person wants something outside of the norm, something over the top.
But it goes back to that earlier episode, and we had a conversation about, as a creative, your responsibility is to have so many things that you're good at and so many different ways that you can make something happen. Because how that's relevant to our conversation about the birthday shoots is I can have a volume of people coming through and booking, but because there's so many different ways I can approach a session, I can bring my unique taste to every single session and make it something that I'm proud of.
Yeah, something you relatively enjoy.
Yeah, and granted, I'm not going to get every single session because there's some session where somebody's going to come in with a bodysuit and a balloon, and I'm going to be like, come on, shorty.
And they standing on business.
Yeah,
Sometimes they be standing on business. Hey, you'll tell a client, you'll be like, they'll show you a picture.
Just a shot I want.
They'll be like, okay, I'm going to do something similar. Yeah. You set it up, right? You set up what you want to do. They be like, where's this?
Yeah.
Where's this? Where's this? You be like, oh, you wanted exactly that. You be like, yeah. I be like, oh, damn. And then it's so crazy. You have it's like polar opposite. Or you have the people who are like, yo, I don't want the same thing as everybody else. What's different? What's gonna be different? She had this. Like,
yo, it's that immediate pressure when you get that first client. They lock in that deposit and they tell you like, yo, all right, what you about to do?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
You be like, I'm gonna.
No, I don't.
I want something different. I want something that's unique. Nobody ever seen before.
Remember the client who we can't say no names, so please don't say a name, right? Because this is crazy. Right? Do you remember the client, the maternity client who was like, oh, her baby daddy other BM had did something, so we can't do nothing. It was like we can't do something of a certain color. Yeah, and I was like, okay.
I'm like, okay, so she has like dominion over this color now because somebody else did that. Like, yo, but it's these like really unreasonable expectations that people have out the gate, bro. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I mean, what can you do? You're gonna have those clients, man.
Yeah, you just gotta learn how to like maneuver around it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, our goal is to always, move into higher productions and like, and have these really top tier clients, and not top tier in terms of money, but top tier in terms of people who appreciate our approach.
Yeah, and trust us.
And trust us, right? I mean, if we get 100% of our clients coming in and trust us, we're gonna knock every single one out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, every shoot where a client trusts, we've never failed. That's one thing we don't do. We
respect effort, right? We respect effort. We respect people who trust us, and then in turn, we're gonna give you something that you can walk away and be like, "Wow, this is the 2711 quality."
2711 experience.
Yeah,
man.
bro.
Facts.
For sure. I'm saying, but one thing I want to talk about is like what goes into preparing for these shoots, because none of our clients really understand what goes into preparing for these shoots, especially the people who book you a day before.
Yeah. The day before is, oh God.
There's a lot of time that goes into what we do, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So can you break down like what your process is when you go into a shoot?
Okay. Yeah. So let me use Lindsay Marble's maternity shoot as an example.
Great example.
Because that was like one of our bigger productions. All right. So client hits you up, client books you. You may have a light conversation before they book about, what they're going for, generally, and you let them know if you can or can't accomplish it. Yeah. Of course. So once the client books you, first thing I do is I jump on a consultation call almost immediately, and just get a feel for like what they're going for, what the shoot is for, and what's their limitations specifically. especially when it comes to maternity shoots, because you have the conservative clients who you want to be fully covered, of course, but then you have the clients who
want the works in terms of, you know, body. They want to show off their body.
Yeah, they want to show their body in this moment because, you know, it is art. So I'm saying, so I would have to stress the importance of asking the limitations because you don't want to cook something up
and then somebody is completely uncomfortable
with
and then now that concept is out the gate.
Exactly. So I mean, based on what a client would tell me, I was okay. I know which direction, because we have a pool of looks already. So let's say the pool, what they're requesting isn't like within our pool of looks we already have saved on Pinterest or Instagram, wherever it may be. I just hit Pinterest, and I just start searching keywords based on what they're going for, and from there I end up on one pin, scroll to below that pin. And then before you know it, you kind of find something. You're gonna find something on Pinterest. Yeah, before you know it, you found something that you can use as a general reference. So then I begin making my vision board for the shoot. So you'll have the general look that you're going for right there. Of course, your outfit recommendations, jewelry recommendations, hair recommendations. If they're including their spouse or partner, you have the spouse and partner recommendations. And these are all screen grabs you're getting off of Pinterest, Instagram, wherever you choose. You're putting this visual together to connect all the dots so they can see the full vision. From there, you present it to the client. You want to have another little brief consultation call to see if they're comfortable with everything, what they understand. Now, in that second consultation call, I find it helps that I give the client task of their own. So I'm saying, okay, I'm doing this, I'm gathering this. Can you get the earrings? Can you get the neck piece? Can you find where I can get?
Because they're part of this production also.
Yeah, no, they're part of this production also. And then it helps you feel like the client's also equally invested into it. So you don't feel like you're just carrying the weight of this shoot. So I'm saying, so it's almost like shared responsibility. And then from there, you know, depending on how much time you have, you want to test your lighting in between that time. You want to make any props you need to make, find any props you need to find. And also a good thing I usually do is just check in with the client. Did you find this? Is everything on track? Everything good? How are you? And then if we've already started building the set out, I'll just shoot them a little video.
So they can realize, progress is happening.
Yeah, progress is happening. Like, this isn't something I'm throwing together overnight for you.
So I have a question, right?
Yeah.
Because you spoke about, essentially having two, initial, conversations going over a concept, right?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that if you get objections?
Oh, like
somebody's like, yo,
if I put together the visual, they'd be like, nah. So if it's just a no, I have to ask. I have to dive deeper and see, okay, what specifically don't you like? Is it the earrings? Is it the outfit? Is it the concept in general? Is it the colors? So I'm saying, so I'd say just when I get an objection, I just ask a lot of questions to get a deeper understanding and better understanding of what they want to see. So I'm saying.
And my second question is this, right? I know how you do it, right? But I'm more so asking the question for others, right? Let's say I don't have a photography studio, so I don't have the luxury of going inside and testing my lighting, or I don't have the time to, set things up in my garage and make it happen, right?
Yeah.
What's a way that somebody can go about testing their lighting from anywhere?
The Elixir software. We just downloaded it this year. You could test any lighting setup, to be honest. You can test any lighting setup.
No, that software is pretty dope.
Yeah.
I haven't even jumped in there myself to
look at it.
Look at it. I saw the beta version when it first launched.
Yeah, you're the one that showed it to me.
Yeah. And I was so excited about it because I'm like, yo, fam.
Yeah, I even see Chad Lawson using it for his shoots. So I'm saying, so yeah, if you
you can make sure that you're prepared.
Yeah, there's really no excuse, bro. There's no excuse. And then I feel like we mention this every episode, but then that's why you have your lighting bag. Yeah, that's why you have your lighting bag. So
even if it's fails, something that's right down.
Yeah, you have a contingency, contingent lighting plan that okay, if this what I have in mind don't really work, I'm gonna just do this, and it's still gonna be gas.
But I think, bro, the way technology is advancing and the amount of resources and tools that you have at your disposal as a creative, it only behooves you to get more sharp, bro, with your work, bro.
For sure.
Put that practice in because you have no excuse now.
Nah, there's no excuse.
You can definitely go in and spend an hour or two every night in this like software and get all the looks off. Even if you see something you want to be like, yo, how did they shoot that?
Yeah.
Right? You can go into a software real quick and just figure out like, yo,
exactly,
play around and figure out how somebody shot that.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no excuses now, bro.
Yeah, nah, it's no excuse. But yeah, that's preparing for a shoot. I mean, Lindsay's shoot, we mixed concrete.
Yeah.
Larger shoots like when you did diamond. So I'm saying that's days of preparation. So I'm saying, but generally that's how you prepare for a shoot. You want to just, I think. Some key things are to like, yo, you know, make sure you have your lighting plan in place. You know exactly how you're going to light it. Make sure you have all the equipment you need. And that you remain in steady contact with the client. Because we've seen where sometimes a client will book us so far out. And, you know, just as a photographer in your mind or as the creative in your mind, like,
you know
I have time.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to do. I have time. So I'm saying you booked me for June. It's only February right now. So I'm saying, and you'll see how that can make clients get a little uneasy.
See, that's a concept of buyer's remorse that people don't think about in their photography business.
Yeah.
When you give people that gap of silence where they don't know what's going on with you, all the doubts start to creep in. Yeah. You know, should I have booked them? I know this person would have wasted my time, right? So that's why you do have to stay up on communication. As annoying as it might be to have to hit up a client 5 times when you already know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And you're prepared for the shoot, right? You just have to keep in communication with people.
Yeah. Facts.
Especially people that you've never worked with before.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I mean, dang, I guess that's why maybe having something like a CRM would help.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then you can treat this client in a base and you can set certain
schedule
milestones.
it out. So, so I'm saying this milestone 2 weeks from now, I know I have to reach out to a client to see what's going on. Yeah. Send her an update on this. Yeah.
Then maybe we need to look into that ourselves.
Yeah. And I have this one client who's for the end of the month, right? And she's coming from New York. And I can already tell by the way we're corresponding that communication is very important to her.
Yeah.
Right? And I think your best bet is to treat every client like that.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, try to think about tools you can incorporate in your business like CRMs that it'll make it a little bit easier for you, especially if that's not something that you do full time. Right? I know you go to work every day. It might slip your mind at the end of the night to go ahead and reach out to this client. Yeah. Yeah, but you can set things in place.
Yeah, you can set schedule, generic, hey, such and such. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. One thing I wanted to ask also, when you talked about like going through and searching, right? You mentioned that you start to type in certain key phrases, right? Like, do you typically look for things that are related to the shoot or just general things? Like, if you're doing a maternity shoot, do you search like, maternity floral look?
I don't. It's my bad.
Yeah, you good.
I actually don't use the word maternity anymore.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't.
Because I don't want anything that anybody else ever did to pop up.
Yeah, so I'm saying. I think we've talked about this a few times, but we're really on this thing where we try to bring things from other disciplines into our maternity shoots. So it'll be something maybe we seen like, I know with Charlotte's maternity shoot that we did end of last year. I remember I was big on like trying to find something that was like this crazy architectural design into the shoot. So I'm saying, so I actually don't use the word maternity. I kind of just, so it's crazy. Let me talk about this. So for this makeup campaign next week, I'm trying to find product shots of makeup palettes that incorporated floral, right? So those two things don't really exist on Pinterest. So, because I typed in makeup palette floral photography, right? So, what I did is I typed in makeup palette photography, or makeup palette, and I see the shots people are doing makeup palettes, and then I just looked up spring floral, and then in my brain is like to connect how I can use this spring floral design
and incorporate this now into the concept that you're trying to develop.
And incorporate the palette. Yeah. So Yeah, nah. So keywords never has maternity. It just be whatever like my mind cook up, and then I just go from there.
You know what I realized too, bro? A lot of people I see in our comment section, because we have a lot of photographers who follow us on Instagram, right? And when we post these larger size productions, it's always people in the comments or sharing on their story like, "Yo, I can't wait to have clients who have a big budget, right? I can't wait to have clients who trust me. I can't wait, right?" And granted, right, everything takes time. Right. But a lot of things you can make happen for yourself before somebody else makes it happen for you,
for
right?
sure. I can point out like 20 maternity shoots we did on our Instagram that we
had nothing to do with the client's budget. Literally had nothing to do with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it pushes the needle on your work, and it elevates how you're perceived and your brand.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't think anybody should sit and wait for a client
to have the budget.
Right? Now, granted, after you put that work out there consistently, now that's what you're worth.
Yeah, now that's what you're worth. That's what you can do. So now you can start to tell clients, hey,
this is how much it costs to do this. Yeah.
You know?
And then now clients are going to be way less reluctant because they've seen this of you. So they're like, oh, no, I know you could pull that off, right?
You're proving yourself.
So when clients come to us now, right, or maternity clients, they don't come to us with the reluctance of, I don't know if 2711 can pull off this look for me.
Facts.
They're like, I know 2711 can do it. If anybody could do it, you know,
it's them.
They're going to pull this look off, right? Mm-hmm. But that took us making that initial sacrifice and, you know, stepping out on our own investment.
Yeah.
Right?
Out of our own pocket.
Yeah, so I'm saying. And I think that's what, if anybody's going to follow anything, is take that message. You know, you got to invest in yourself. Yeah. And then, you know, put that out there and get people to understand what you're worth, right?
Facts.
And then charge that price.
So, since we're on the topic of talking about, you know, you're able to, you know, start charging what you're worth, which was, I mean, what you're explaining is exactly what we did. We invested the bread out of pocket to create these extravagant looks, these major productions, with the thought in mind of charging more, you know, for our expertise, for our time. Where we went from, I believe it was $450. Then we stopped at $700. Yeah. For like a month or two, or no, 4 months.
For our maternity package.
Yeah, for our maternity package specifically. Mm-hmm. And then we parked at $1,630, so $1,630.
Big jump.
And I mean, at first, you know, just being real, that first month we didn't get booked. It was just more so calls of people saying like, "Yo, y'all really charge $1,630."
Is the price that I'm seeing the actual price? Yeah.
I was just on there the other day. You know, it was $700. And then it picked up. We was running. We were, you know, hitting our goal of, you know, we just wanted 8 a month. And we were hitting our goal. We did 8 one time, 7 one time, 9.
So a full month after is when we hit our first 8.
Yeah. So we went blank in July. Yeah. Like we didn't get nothing in July after changing at the end of June, and then August.
And then we got 8. Yeah. And then we got 7.
7.
And 9. Then we got about like 9, and then it simmered off.
Right. Because we did our Black Friday sale, so I wouldn't really include those.
No, that's different.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm saying. So, talk about what we just had to do, and I guess we'll just share like the sentiments of how we feel after having to do what we recently did. Because
it's not something that people speak about a lot. It's kind of like a hush-hush dark horse in our business, right? Mm-hmm. But in business in general, there's a concept of like KPIs, right? Key performance indicators. And these are predetermined metrics that you put in place to identify whether or not a new initiative is working or not.
Correct.
Right? And to put that in layman terms is if I change my price to a certain amount, here's how I'm going to determine whether or not this is working, right? Yeah. And the obvious way is revenue, sales. How many people are booking you for this price, right? Correct. How many inquiries I'm getting, right? So we had set our predetermined number to be 8 bookings a month to show that 8 maternity bookings a month at $1,630 to show that this is successful.
Correct.
We saw a fluctuation between that 8 and 9 and then a simmer off, right? Mm-hmm. Now, one thing we have to do is be real with ourselves.
I want to do say to where we got none.
Yeah, it was like February, this past month,
and January
that we saw no new bookings, right? Of course, we had the bookings that lagged over to that month, but no original bookings in the month of February for that, right? Mm-hmm. With exception for the one from today,
correct?
Right. Now, unfortunately, when that does happen in your business, in a business like this where we have overhead, you don't have the luxury to sit and wait for things to, work out in that regard. You have to stick to that KPI, right? And what we had to do was revisit our package tiers. We had to reduce that base package. So we took that high ticket into lower and broke it down into like 2 separate packages, right? Which is never ideal, right? It's not a symbol of everything is working.
Yeah.
It's a symbol of, things are not working, and here's how I'm going to attempt to solve it.
Correct.
Right? And like I said, it's a dark horse in the business because everybody's going to tell you don't lower your prices, right?
Don't lower your prices.
But unfortunately, sometimes you do have to do what you have to do.
I mean, are you going to not pay your rent? Are you not going to,
But you could talk about like, how that makes you as a creative feel about your worth per se.
Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, we do have to talk about how worth is like, it's perceived.
Yeah.
Your worth as a creative is perceived worth. So I'm saying,
it's highly subjective.
Highly subjective. It's not objective at all. Especially considering the market. You have to consider the market you're in as well, who you're targeting.
The current economy.
Yeah. And then something so specific as maternity.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if it was a
so
general
that pool gets
it
lower
gets
and
small.
lower. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially when it's a location-based service. I mean, of course, I didn't feel good about having to add those 2 tiers below the 1630 because it's 500 for the first one
and then 960 for the subsequent one. Yeah.
It does make you feel like.
It makes me feel like I'm back in the kitchen.
It makes you feel like you're back in the trenches in the kitchen,
washing dishes, trying to like get it to the point where this is how I'm supposed to be perceived.
Yeah, but the reality of it is, and like I was explaining, I think one deterring factor from wanting to make our packages tiers last year when we just generally thought about it was the idea that most people are going to book the lower tiers that don't include the floral design and the custom set design.
Yeah, the things that make or work.
Hence we wouldn't get the crazy concepts that go viral on our Instagram and continue to get us booked and push our needle. But I think the concession we made that we spoke about is like, we'll just do our collab work for our YouTube, the crazy looks for our YouTube, and, just pay our bills and, generate that revenue with the 2 packages below.
Yeah, it's not a fact that we're not going to get booked at that 1630 because I'm sure there's going to be clients who come in just like we've had in the past, right?
Yeah.
And who see the value in this larger tier package, right? This high ticket item. But even in the lower tier ones, I'm going to find that lane where I can input my unique style.
Correct.
Right? And then still give out something that's, that 2711 stamp.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we're still gonna try to be as unique as possible with the lower packages for sure. Which I'm not gonna share the details of our plan for that. So I said that's sorry.
No, I can't get that. Yeah, I can't get.
But so I'm saying, we have our plan to still make those like and still keep our profit margins and still the work is a reflection of how much time we put in. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. But yeah, man, it was kind of a punch in the stomach, and I think I've been feeling weird the past 2 weeks, and I think it was that.
Yeah, and I think that's also why I said I was having a bad week. It's because that's one of the things I had to deal with this week is all the planning and the emotions that come with dealing with something like that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a little discouraging, but overall, like, I am excited about the solution that we had.
Yeah.
Right? And I am excited for the replenishment of revenue that's going to bring and kind of the challenge that I have to challenge myself to make, all of these things a hit.
Yeah, for sure. Making shoots a hit with no floral or anything. I mean, again, the lighting bag.
Yeah, I'm saying. I mean, it's one thing we have that bag. So now, and I'm going to say it now. So when, like, 10 episodes from now, when I'm bragging about it, y'all knew I was serious, right?
Nah, facts.
What y'all about to see in these drops, bro?
Yeah.
Bro.
Crazy.
The lighting that I'm about to pull out and us as a brand is about to cook up.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, not to go off too much on a tangent because that was the last topic, but I think I said it to you the day we were changing it. I think, not to, toot our own horn or anything, but it is truly a testament of how you kind of have to operate as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. This problem, we didn't have this problem for more than one business quarter.
Yeah.
Less than half of a business quarter, and it took us, all it took was half of a business quarter for us to realize that, okay, we have a problem, we need to correct it. And
you have to be decisive.
Yeah, you have to be decisive for sure. And I think I want to give, like a round of applause to ourselves, hats off to ourselves for, not leading with emotion. Because if emotion said it, we would have left that price at $16.30 and be like, nah, we this, we that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, but we made the sound business decision. I'm very proud of us for that.
Yeah, so I'm saying, and like we said, bro, whenever we make decisions like this, we oftentimes see the benefit. So I'm looking forward to what the future is going to look like.
Facts. Yeah.
I'm saying.
But we got a client about to walk in right now.
Yeah, unfortunately,
so
we got
follow the Instagram 2711 Studios.
Yeah.
Rich Off Creating Pod. Rich Off Creating for the merch. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now, so make sure y'all tap in.
Till next time.
Yo.